screen, to the table, to the... What else?
I don't know.
To the car boot sale,
I think
to the start of the podcast.
just more and more, I'm just thinking that I just really don't like KSI. I don't.
In other news,
Yeah,
Jen doesn't like KSI.
I don't like KSI. I don't like any of the fucking what's his whole group called? Sidemen. I don't like any of the Sidemen.
What are you doing against the rest of them? You've never seen anything about the rest of the Sidemen.
I think the things with the rest of them is that I just don't, like you say, I just don't know them. So
okay, so you can't have anything against them.
No, but I think what I have against them is that they're friends with KSI, who I don't.
Do you know what? I reckon if you watched more of the Sidemen, you would like them more then, because they're some of his biggest haters. Honestly,
maybe then. Yeah.
I think who we don't like out of that whole thing is Deji the most.
Is he part of the Sidemen, Deji?
No.
Okay.
No, he's not even cool enough for that.
I just. The thing is, though, I don't hear about Deji being cringy. Only when you tell me about it, really. Like,
yeah, because he sucks.
Yeah, he more just like sucks on his own and is cringy. I have to fucking hear it from KSI. Is the thing.
At least he can get people to hear stuff. Like, that's like a thing that he wants to happen. Whereas Deji's just shit. I'm trying to look at, like, the original podcast we did where hating on Deji, like the first one we ever did. I'm pretty sure it's a good 200 and something podcasts ago. It might be like... So Podcast Badly has been going on, this current podcast that you're listening to, if you're hearing this, has been going on for a good 5 years now?
Yeah.
And Deji is podcast number 3.
Yeah, Deji is bad. It's number 3. So
fuck Deji, man. Anyway, the reason why we're on about all of this is because we're starting the intro for the podcast, and that we were just watching Misfits 19. Was it Misfits 19? I think so. The Qatar card, Gib versus Slim. Congrats to Gib for the win there. Well deserved for that fight. Pretty cool fight. It was a good one, wasn't it? I mean, like, we used to stream these things. I very purposefully didn't this time. I thought it was going to start later than it did, which would be like, you know, that's when we would normally stream stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even if it was going to start later than it did, I was planning to record the podcast first and then watch the boxing off stream.
Yeah.
Because, sorry, internet, you fucked it. We're not doing it again. And like, there's no reason for me to want to do any content around these things anymore. Or, like, you know, I could get views before and things like that. People are just cunts about it, though. They're just cunts about it, so I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
And we're no that's been and gone. That attitude towards the boxing bit of it. Then the same attitude has ended up happening to the edited videos that we were doing, because fuck that, it's not worth the effort anymore.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where we're not even going to do podcast anymore.
No.
Because even that's gotten to the point where it's not worth fucking doing anymore. Obviously, this episode's still going out. It'll be episode 248. There's another episode after this. And then no more episodes for a long time until we've planned the finale.
Yeah.
So you better suck our cocks and hope that we make good podcasts, because we won't, because no one listens.
Because we never have. So we're not suddenly going to start on 248, are we?
It literally says Podcast Badly. So there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of, you know, it's all part of it. But a lot of the ones that we've watched when we've streamed and things like that, there's been points where you've been like walking out. like fucking, I'm sick of this shit. I don't even want to watch the end of it.
Yeah.
But this one was decent. It was decent. It wasn't like the best. I think your favourite, I would guess, was the Creator Clash first one.
Yeah. The thing is, I've got to be honest with you, I'm just not really into boxing at all. I find it quite boring, if anything, which is like, it's weird to say, because I feel like I don't think I should find boxing boring. I'm watching two people punch the shit out of each other. I shouldn't, but I am. More often than not, I'm just sat there like, I don't fucking care.
It's understandable. I mean, I think there's two things in that, like, if that happened in any other scenario.
Yeah.
Two people just started beating each other like that.
Yeah.
You'd be like, whoa!
Yeah.
But because you expect it on that, it dampens it massively. And then secondly, like, I think people think knockouts happen a lot more than they do in boxing.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, when people hear about boxing and they see clips and stuff, it's always going to be knockouts and that. But that's going to be like 10% of the time, if that. So I get it. I think it's fine, and even in influencer boxing, even more so because they're not professionals.
But what I liked about the first Creator Clash, though, is that the point was that they were all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like it was influencer boxing that just felt more real. Like all of these ones that are coming out now, with like even like the fucking Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson one.
Oh, that were a different type of pathetic.
That felt like less real than the first Creator Clash.
I don't even want to talk about it. It's like it's just pathetic.
Yeah,
that's the only thing to say about it. It's pathetic. Is what that was. But it's weird. I don't think. I like to call it creator boxing. I don't think that's actually changed. I just think the expectations have kind of changed. It's like in KSI versus Logan Paul 1, there were a bunch of prelim fights that were all YouTubers that you'd never heard of them really, and they were all shit. They were all shit at fighting, but they were part of kind of how fun it was to watch. But I think now that, like, you watch a couple of people being shit going, eating each other, it's like before that was like, oh, look at these fucking idiots. They don't know what they're doing. They're whacking each other. And now it's kind of like, oh, God. They're just not even hurting each other.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of how it's moved on. Anyway, well done, Misfits 19. Cool. Let me show you something. You know, because there's a trend, there's a running joke on this channel that I live in Mad Max.
You live on Pandora.
I live on Pandora. I was driving home from watching the hit film Wicked, which we'll talk about soon, and I just saw, like, I don't know why it was here, just a fire. There's a fire right next to the road.
That's like a fucking Detroit trash fire, that.
Yeah. Like, I obviously you can't see this on a screen because I don't want to, like... It's not really doxing myself because it's not that close to where I live, but it's, like, close enough to where...
Yeah,
I think
I know what road that is.
It's like an in-between... What's that doing there?
I know, it's like...
And then I filmed, and a car had pulled up in front of us. Like, why are you pulled up there, then? The fuck is this about?
They're probably calling the police or something. They're probably being like, there's a random fire here.
Yeah, it's so weird, like...
It's just a random fire.
We were driving down this road, and we were and it were dark, so it was slightly hard to see, and we saw this kind of light that we saw. Oh, that looks like a fire. And we're thinking, oh, where's that fire? Like, where could that be? Like that, and we're like, oh my god, that's next. That's gotta be next to the road.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's weird. It's obviously shit podcast content, I shouldn't say that. But I don't know, it's just like...
I enjoyed it. It was
it's just
fun, Wicked Fire.
Strange.
A fun, wicked fire.
I don't know, I'm just driving along and there's a fire, like, and it was like right next to the road. It's just weird. Wicked, then. The movie.
Was the Wicked Fire?
Wicked.
Was Wicked Fire? Oh my god, he grabbed my tit!
Yeah, then. Do you remember Across the Spider-Verse? That was me. Sorry, I did a little
really funny hand gesture when he said that.
I was remembering which one is into and which one is across.
Yeah.
So I was like, into, across. Do you remember when that had come out and I'd already seen it and you were going to the cinema to see it and I said, I want to give you a spoiler that you have to trust me will make it better.
Yeah.
Same thing with this.
Okay.
It's a part 1 of 2.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
And I got that pre-spoiled for me, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
What's weird about it is the show, Wicked, is 2 hours 45 minutes long.
Oh, so a long one.
The part 1 of the Wicked movie is 2 hours 45 minutes long.
Yeah, the stretch.
The fuck?
Yeah, the stretch in it.
But, so I obviously I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I've not seen the show, so I don't know, and I've no interest in seeing the play, to be fair. But my girlfriend's seen it, and her sister's seen it. And when we came out of the cinema, not out of the closet, they were like, "Oh, that's where the stage show ends."
Oh,
so kind of where the first movie ends is how the stage show ends.
Yeah.
Even though there's a second part. Now, I don't want to spoil. Have you seen the show? Do you know what happens? No. So I'll not spoil anything. If I'd have gone to see that stage show and that's how it ended, I'd have asked for fucking half my money back.
Yeah.
It's half a story. Like, if I went to see that movie and it ended like that without me knowing the stage show ended like that, I'd have just thought, oh yeah, of course there's going to be, like, that's not the end of that story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, weird that, like, it's such a weird scenario that that's how the stage show ends, that's how the first movie ends, but there's going to be a second movie that continues from that. That, yeah, it should continue. Like, what?
So is it all new story that we're getting for, like, the part 2 of Wicked, then?
Yeah, apparently.
God, weird.
But, like, there's plot threads that are absolutely fully open.
Yeah.
Like, they would, if that's how the original play ended, they absolutely never close really crucial plot threads. Like, really, like the main ones.
Yeah.
It's like, I would have been appalled if that was the end to the main story. Being as I'm on it, I may as well tell you my rating then. The other thing, long story short, it was a good movie. It's a good movie.
I've heard that it's a pretty good movie.
The other thing I just want to mention as my main other dislike of it is going to be controversial. And it's the music. I don't think the music's very good.
Okay.
It's not awful. It's definitely not awful. But something I didn't like about it, so I gave this film 79 out of 100. Pretty solid score.
Yeah.
Worth a watch. The main flaws are kind of weirdly, because obviously I hated the 2-part surprise in Spider-Verse, and that knocked the score down a lot. In this, I don't think it's knocked it down at all. If anything, it's put the score up more because it's improving on an unfinished story.
Yeah.
So, but the main things that I don't like about this is, one, I'm not massively into the music. There's some good songs, but even the songs that are good...
Did you like Defying Gravity?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because the tone of them doesn't match what's happening. Like, that song goes, I'm defying gravity. Yeah. It's really hopeful and really, I'm going to have a great time.
Yeah.
But what's happening on screen is like, kind of like sad and fucking like, oh my God, what's going to happen now? Yeah. And meanwhile, it's like, oh my God, like all the, they're after you and like, who knows what's going to happen to these creatures and all sorts. Meanwhile, she's going, and I am flying. And it's like, fucking calm down a bit, lady.
Yeah.
It was too long. It didn't need to be 2 hours 45. So it's not. Weirdly, when I was watching it, I was thinking. Well, I went into it thinking this is going to be drawn out, being nearly 3 hours long.
Yeah.
It didn't feel massively drawn out, but there were certain moments that felt too long. So there's like a moment where I think you'll be okay with this level of spoiler. There's a moment where she's like about to fly off on a broomstick. And it's like
she flies on a broom, the witch.
It's like a big kind of cool moment.
Yeah.
And I swear to fucking God, she took about 4 epic attempts at this shit. It was like you could have just flown off epically on the first try, but we took about 15 minutes to do that. We didn't need to do that. And there's a good 3 moments that are like that in the film that take way longer than they need to. So and the last thing, I suppose, is probably the main thing I didn't like about it, is that it has to take away from the original Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
It has to. Otherwise, the story don't make any sense. So the weird thing with it, though, is you could kind of say, well, it's an alternate universe. It's not actually anything to do with the original story. It's just... it's just based on it and kind of set in a completely different scenario.
Is that true? Is that actually the case? Okay.
There's nothing saying yeah or no on it,
okay.
which is why it's still a bit. If it was more explicit that it was that, then sure. The reason why I'm more inclined to believe that that's right is because Ariana Grande floats on in after, like, as in the first scene, is like Wicked Witch is dead, right? Obviously, that happens in the original Wizard of Oz, and then a bunch of shit happens in Wizard of Oz after that. But the first scene in this is Ariana Grande being Glinda, floating on down to the Munchkins immediately after the Wicked Witch has died, being like, "Oh, bitch is dead, let's go." So, like, but obviously in the original Wizard of Oz, Glinda's like an older lady, whereas Ariana Grande is not an older lady.
Yeah.
So that's why they seem like different characters. So I can kind of separate it as an alternate universe that's very based on it. But because it doesn't say that, you don't necessarily... You know what I mean? It's all a bit weird and fucky. So those are the negatives of it. The positives are... It's so gorgeous to look at. It's Ariana Grande is so gorgeous. I mean, the thing's so good. No, like all the sets, it reminded me of Harry Potter. You know, like the older Harry Potters, where like the sets and the props and the costume, they're just like you can feel yourself in that world. It were reminding me of that a lot as watching it, and I think that's really cool to see nowadays because with all the CGI going on, I think we're losing that a lot. So it were good. It were just it's a firmly good film. There's stuff not to like about it, but absolutely not enough to make the movie bad. Absolutely not enough. Yeah. So Wicked, there you go. Just to address the weird kind of thing of, oh, but it's a white woman who plays it in the play. Why have you cast a black woman? She's green.
She is a green lady. Last year, time I checked, she is green.
Yeah, I looked at her on that screen and she was green. Yeah. So I don't care. She's green.
Yeah, she's green.
So that one's
she's a goddamn greener. We need to get these greeners off of our streets.
So I don't know, man. But what I will say as well, though, something that's a bit difficult to handle in movies and things like that is skin colour. I mean, a good example would be Rings of Power. Yeah. Absolutely shocking. It's ridiculous. You cannot have black elves in Lord of the Rings. Well, you can, but it'll ruin a lot of really good racial tensions that are really important stories that can teach you fantastic lessons about not being racist, but we'll just remove it to seem like we're better. So Rings of Power, fucked. Terrible. The thing is they
then in the second season, by the way,
don't exist.
I'm telling you anyway, they had orc pregnancy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because
you know they're not made from fucking tree bark or anything. You know, they're not like ripped from roots of trees or anything. They're not like ripped from roots going.
We literally saw that's the case, but no. So I think this handles that sort of thing really well because obviously nowadays they want a really diverse cast. So like all the non-green people were like, you know, white, Asian, black, all sorts of skin tones and things like that. And when you see the vast majority of people in a movie, a show, whatever, being so diverse, and then you introduce a character that's green, and then they start discriminating against them for being a different skin tone. It's like, your world's already very accepting of lots of skin tones. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
But this handled it really well because when you start thinking about it, the only people that were actually that prejudiced about it were her dad. I'm not going to tell you why, but he's got very good reason.
Okay.
Children, you know what kids are like. It's like, you know, it's not out of question. And then, like, she, like, goes to university, kind of, is part of the thing. And then, like, people are not discriminatory, but they're like, whoa, she's green.
Yeah.
Because it's like the only person they've ever seen who's green.
Yeah.
And she's not that popular because she's annoying. And then, like, a cool kid likes her, and then no one cares about it anymore. So it's like... Yeah, that's pretty damn realistic to know it would be. She didn't really get discriminated on that much. I honestly think that was a really nice balance and handling of it. I quite appreciated that.
I have to say, if I saw a green person, I'd have to comment on the fact that they're green.
I go, whoa, you're green!
I'd have to be
What's
like,
that about?
I'd have to be like, fella, look, why are you green?
And they go, yeah, I was born... And literally one of the things she does, she goes, no, I'm not seasick, I didn't eat a bunch of grass, yes, I was born this way. And she kind of gets out of the way, and that's kind of it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I do think that was a really, really good way of handling that, because, like, it's not that there was no discrimination ever, but it's like, in this world where there's a bunch of brown, you know, almost black and pale people, they're like, whoa, you're green. Oh, what are you, like, you know, seasick? And she goes, no, I was just born this way. And like, okay, all right, I'll stop joking. And it's kind of it. And I might put it up there as the best handling of a different skin colour in the past 15 years of films. It's just like, because it's so stupid how so many films handle things like that nowadays. And I think that does a really good job. And that goes a long way to me putting it as a 79. So, wicked. Cool. I hope it doesn't take 4 years for the next one to come out, because that would really ruin it. And that's a 79, kind of with potential to go up, because it's pretty good.
Speaking about taking 4 years for the next one to come out, Arcane,
aka the best piece of movie and TV ever, objectively, by score, according to our spreadsheet.
Jake, I said that if Arcane manages to keep it up to the level of season 1, I'd be putting it up to 96. I'm gonna have to have you make that, put you up to the do the thing.
It's essentially an impossible score. Like, how can you be that close? Like
to perfection.
100, you can't reach 100.
You're gonna have
100 is impossible to reach.
Yeah,
it's like no one can be utterly perfect in every way.
Yeah. Oh.
We've also kind of determined that, like, 95 is so close to perfection that there's no way you could ever beat that.
Yeah.
Yet somehow Judge deciding yes.
Yeah, you have. They did.
Wow.
Watch Arcane season 2.
I actually preferred Edge Runners to Arcane.
I think you have to watch season 2.
But, of course.
I think you're going to have to watch season 2.
It's totally one of those. I've talked about this in video games before. It's totally one of those that, like, I'm intimidated by.
Yeah.
I need to save for the moment when I'm ready. I think I'll probably. So there's a point where Jasmine's going away. She's going to Saudi, and I've got to stay at home because I've got a new job. And when she's away and I've kind of got the house myself more, that might be the time for Arcane season 2. It's one where I can, like, because it's one where every episode, just that. I've got to just watch that and nothing else. So I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, just don't say anything about it, because it is mind blowing. We've got. We're tracking 1,319 movies and TV entries on this spreadsheet now, and Arcane it's not even that close that it's the highest rated out of all those. I mean, as in the overall score, which includes both of our scores out of 100, Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, is 95 out of 100.
Yeah.
The next closest is 93. Yep. Which is Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and also Clarkson's Farm, which I find really funny.
That's so good.
Clarkson's Farm's so good. I think what we should do is a quick check-in on those top 3, though, because they're all streaming shows. So they can change because new seasons have come out and things like that. So
I can only see Arcane's rating of, like, going up across the board.
I extremely doubt that, because how can it go above 196.94?
You're gonna have to have a look.
Like, I just don't think it can.
That'll be 97. That'll be 95. That'll be.
I don't think it will. But we're going to do Clarkson's Farm first, because that's number 3. So Rotten Tomatoes has Clarkson's Farm at 198. So Clarkson's Farm goes to 198, which puts it above Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Damn, holy
'cause it's
shit.
gone up. But when you check the IMDb rating as well, so let me just check that. IMDb, Clarkson's Farm. Squid Game's going to tank, by the way, just a quick check-in on that. Season 2's going to suck. 90. So it's gone down on IMDb from 93 to 90.
Points.
So it's now third place again. Or is it? Let me just double check, because it might be something. No, it's number 2. Number 2. Okay. Clarkson's Farm is still outpointing Edgerunners. Edgerunners is not going to have changed because it's got one season.
Okay.
So, can Clarkson's Farm topple Arcane?
I think I'll put my fist through your fucking screen if it does.
Oh, so it's called Arcane: League of Legends.
Yes, because it is a League of Legends.
So
property.
100 from critics, 94 from audience. So the audience score has gone down.
Fuck.
He's still got 95 overall.
Okay. Right,
IMDb.
Nobody panic yet. Nobody panic yet.
90 on IMDb overall, which has gone down by 4 points.
Oh no! Clarkson's Farm's gonna fuck it. Oh,
Arcane.
barely.
It's gone down from 95 to 94 overall.
Yeah.
But it's still number 1, so its gap has definitely shrunk.
That feels weird. Because I feel like more people have been raving about season 2 than they were about season 1.
I can see why it's not, because when season 1 came out, I was hearing it fucking everywhere, left, right, and centre. I was hearing about the show, and it was amazing, and it was League. League of Legends. How is the League of Legends show going to be so talked about, so appreciated? Season 2. I've not actually heard it's good. I've heard it's come out.
Okay.
I've not heard loads about it, and I've not actually heard it's good. I assumed it would be.
Yeah.
So, just the buzz is not as much.
I think maybe it's just because I'm involved in those sort of circles that I sort of hear it a lot more.
Probably. And to be honest, I think the reason why I was expecting it to go down a bit is because, it was already at the height of any show ever, basically. And typically, when you get more seasons of a show, it tends to kind of bring it closer to some sort of average. Clarkson's Farm, absolutely worth an honourable mention. Do you know what? I might have to make you watch Clarkson's Farm on our back and forth. Yeah. It's just it's not so good in the way that Arcane is.
Yeah.
Arcane is an event. It's epic. You need to know what happens in that story. Clarkson's Farm is the epitome of just a nice chill watch.
Yeah.
It's just and I've said so many times, you don't have to be a fan of Clarkson at all. If you're a fan of Clarkson, great. You get to watch a bunch of Clarkson, and you get to tend to a farm. Cool. If you hate Clarkson, great. He's having an awful time as well. It's there's no reason to dislike it in terms of Clarksonisms. So other than that, it's just a really well done, perfect chill. You don't have to farming. It's just got a nice storyline to it. Shout out Clarkson's Farm, man. I'm going to up my score from 85. This might topple Arcane because I'm going to boost my score.
Oh fuck.
Let me just kind of look at some of the things. So, Lord of the Rings 2 Towers needs to go up for a start, because that needs to go to 91. Whiplash. No, Clarkson's Farm's not as good as Whiplash. Utopia. It's not as good as Utopia. Logan and Fellowship of the Ring. Fellowship of the Ring can go up to 90. I'm not sure about that. Darren Brown Trick or Treat. Clarkson Farm's better than that. So it's at least 86. I think 87. It's going to go to an 87 from me, I think.
Nope.
Oh, no, it's roaring! Arcane and Clarkson's Farm, both on 94. These do technically have decimal places involved. Let's see which is number 1. Arcane is still number 1. Do you want to know the decimal points on these?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Clarkson's Farm is on 93.75. Arcane is on 94. Ooh. Exactly. Clarkson's Farm is the second best piece of media of all time.
World of all time.
It's just too easy to enjoy. That's the thing. It's too easy to like. Wow.
I bet Clarkson's Farm hasn't got lesbians on it though.
Might have a lesbian or two.
Damn. Maybe it has got everything.
Not here.
So
yeah, well, there you go. What an exciting series of events that was.
I got a movie to talk about a little bit.
Hit me with it.
A little bit. I'm gonna hit you with my long legs. That's what I'm gonna hit you with. Both
That's
of
a
them.
movie?
Yeah.
I thought that was a show.
My long legs. I think it's one word. Long legs.
Oh, all right.
Like,
fucking with your
like
spelling.
Daddy long legs. I don't know who the director is.
Okay. I wasn't desperate for that.
Okay, alright. 30, maybe even less, maybe like 27.
27. That's a bad movie then.
27.
Firmly bad movie.
I was really fucking excited for this movie.
What genre is it?
It's horror.
About it.
It's horror.
Okay.
It's horror. It just looked fucking weird and creepy, but also like, especially because it was Nick Cage as like the fucking weirdo, and I was like Nick Cage being a fucking weird, creepy serial killer. This sounds like it could be really good. And then it worked. I don't know why it's got like such high reviews because it was just fucking stupid. Well, not so much here. Like
so Google reviews is 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
IMDb is 67 out of 100, which is not good for IMDb because IMDb's lowest is like 40.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes 86.
Yeah.
Weird. That's only critics though. Audience is 61. Weird reviews for this.
It felt like it could just be a lot more, and it wasn't. It was like I'm just gonna like spoil basically because
I'll not watch it.
You're not gonna watch it. I don't even necessarily want you to watch it either. So this lady, this like main girl, right at the beginning of the movie, they like do this whole thing where like, oh, she's psychic, like she has psychic powers and abilities, and like they're aware of this, and it sort of like makes you go, oh, okay, we've got like, it's like this, she's hunting this serial killer, so it's kind of like a Silence of the Lambs thing, but you've added like a bit of a paranormal psychic twist to it. That's cool. And then they just never did it with it. They like at the beginning of the movie, they go, holy shit, you're a psychic. That's it. You don't do anything with it. Like, it's so fucking weird.
It sounds like the one that's lost out to Heretic.
Maybe.
Heard of Heretic?
I have heard of it.
Heretic. So Hugh Grant is the weird, creepy one in this one instead of Nick Cage. Yeah. And this one seems to have done pretty well. Yeah, 91 and 77 on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb 72.
I have seen
Jasmine's seen this and she likes it. It looks pretty cool. I want to watch it, but it's one of those where she's told me you need to pay a fair amount of attention to it, really, to get it. So, and I've just not had time to watch a film and pay full attention to it. So, yeah, Longlegs then. That seems a shame because the imagery of Longlegs looked cooler than Heretic, actually.
Yeah, I know, and that was another thing that got me. I was like, this looks really cool. It's Nick Cage. It sounds like it's got a good story to it, and then it like just sort of like lost itself within itself. And it's like it's not a long movie. It's 77 minutes, and you just really feel like
it's very short.
It's strange because somehow in that amount of time they managed to like jump the shark, but not really do anything at all. Like they make you go, whoa, that's a fucking weird thing to happen, but then nothing really happens. So it's just not
Do you
good.
think that a lot of horror films are trying to be Hereditary and Midsommar now?
Maybe I didn't get those kind of finds. Actually, no. There were a couple times where there was like background scary stuff that reminded me of Hereditary.
Because that's almost become a new because horror as a genre is rough, isn't it? It's a rough playground horror because there's essentially a thing that works, and it's pretty simple. That's
You
it.
got
It's
me,
just
you
that.
fucking got me.
That's the thing that
You
works.
fucking got me.
but that's my point, though. That
Yeah.
is my entire point. That's the thing that works.
Yeah.
So you're going to base a whole genre, not even just a film, a whole genre around that.
Yeah.
So when you're coming up with new things to scare people, that's hard.
Yeah.
And it gets harder and harder the more things go on because the world gets worse and worse and people are not scared anymore. So I think Midsommar and Hereditary managed to scrape enough of a flake of this salt tastes a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think people, I can see how they might try and cling on to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through the best horror films anyway, didn't we? We've done horror, we've done comedy, and now we'll do... No, we're not doing it anymore. It's too hard. It's too hard. The only other one I can think of is action.
Yeah. And I feel like at that point, there's too many grey areas for that.
Yeah, I mean, we were seeing, weren't we, that, like, a snuff film might be
Yeah,
the most... Or,
yeah.
like, literal, actual war footage
Yeah.
would be... So, yeah, I don't think I want to include that in any sort of ranking we do. Oh,
Ukraine war for...
Oh, God. So, top 5 movies then, currently. Short films, are they included in that? No. Top 5 movies, Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man tops the top 2.
Both of them.
Wow. The top 3 movies of all time, objectively, according to our spreadsheet, are all superhero films. That's nuts. You gave Lord of the Rings 2 Towers 80 out of 100. I'm gonna maybe rethink then a little. Just an opportunity to...
If anything, I'd put it down. Yeah. Because I'm just not bothered. Like, I put it at 80 because I appreciate everything they do, and, like, it's a good movie.
It could take... You might want to do some rewatching. That's all I'm saying.
No, I genuinely, if I rewatched it anymore, I'd only put it down because, like, I've seen them enough times now, and I know, like, where they stand with me. That watching them more now would just annoy me. So it's like,
I know what you mean. The thing is, though, when I watched them, and I think probably when you watched them for the most part, they were on DVD. And the DVD that was out, it was that was the cut of it. But Lord of the Rings movies, they're one of these things that have been fucked around with loads. So now, the versions people watch now is not the ones we watched.
Okay, I did watch it semi-recently, like, on a streaming thing, like on Netflix or something.
Well, maybe I have then, I don't know. But, yeah, it's massively different, because the one I watched, it was absolutely under 3 hours. Absolutely. Now... They're like 5 minutes off of being 4 hours.
Yeah.
And those are the versions you can find. And it's weird because in a lot of ways they're better, but there's certain bits, like I was watching them with Jasmine and there were certain things where I had to say, ignore that fucking scene, that's stupid as shit. Like, in Two Towers, there was a scene, you know how, like, Merry and Pippin end up with the Ents?
This plane just fucking came out of nowhere and just hit...
It hit these two. You know, Merry and Pippin end up with the Ents, and there's a big thing of, like...
crashed the town. Oh, okay.
There's a big thing of, like, trying to get the Ents to go to war.
Yeah, I remember that.
So,
yeah.
There's a bit between... Oh, fucking hell, let me just get to this. I'm going to take a weird explanation. So, they were captured by a bunch of orcs in the last film, right? The orcs end up having a fight with Rohan people.
That's when they say, "Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!"
Exactly.
Yeah.
They crawl off into the woods.
Yeah, they do.
An orc follows them.
Really nasty. It's that really nasty,
the really nasty one. It looks really old and it's like dribbling. He gets stomped by a tree.
Yep.
And then tree like carries him off. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you two are small. You must be orcs." And they're like, "I'm a hobbit, you cunt."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, the white wizard knows he's shit. He's fancy. I'll show you to him."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "There you go, White holds him up, right?" And then he goes, "Oh, White Wizard, look at these cunts." And you think it's gonna be Saruman, but it's Gandalf.
Yeah.
And then Gandalf's like, "Hobbit."
Yeah.
And then they like the tree still got him for some reason, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you to my mates." And then they like have to stop off sleep for the night.
Yeah.
And in the that don't happen in they don't have to stop off and sleep for the night.
Okay.
In the one we watched.
Yeah.
When we were younger, but in this one they do. And in the morning, Pippin wakes up before Merry and he's drinking out of this stream, and he's drinking this water that's obviously part of these woods, and he'll sip it, and then he grows a bit, and it's like it's this weird, almost comedy scene of arguing about who's going to sip this stream water more to grow a bit more.
What?
I know.
See, this is what I'm saying. I don't want to go back and watch, because if I saw that, I'd put it down by 5 points.
But it's weird because like there's other scenes that do actually really complement it a lot. Like there's certain establishing shots and things like that make a big difference actually, and that's why like I'm not going to change my score really much. I do think overall it's a slight improvement, the new versions, but like there's one or two scenes that are fucking stupid.
I'm not bothered about watching Merry and Pippin sit there and sip fucking fizzy lifting drink. I'm not bothered.
I know, and those scenes are bad, and I don't know why they fucking put those in. But there's a lot more scenes that are added that are like, oh shit, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. Another Merry and Pippin, but most of the bad scenes are Merry and Pippin. Another Merry and Pippin bad scene is after so there's two kind of like battles that happen in this one that are big deals. There's a battle for Helm's Deep, the big fortress, all them all, it's fucking amazing, that really fucking cool battle. And then there's the one where the trees are just fucking up Isengard and all that tower and stuff. So like after that happens, Merry and Pippin are like, there's a big flood in there in the Isengard one that puts out all them fires that create the orcs because they don't have families because that's fucking stupid. And so Merry and Pippin are like waist deep in this water and like, oh man, I'm you know, we've done all these adventures, I'm so hungry from them and that for some reason. And then like some apples are floating by. Sorry, I'm laughing already. And Pippin's like, fucking an apple.
That's what he says. He goes, fucking an apple.
and it's like, oh shit, there's a bunch of apples. And then they're like go through this archway of this half-destroyed building, and there's just like fuck tons of food and shit there.
Yeah.
And they went through there and I'm thinking, fuck off. That's not what orcs eat and stuff, is it? Like, it looked like a scene out at Shire, you know, there's like a ham leg and like all sorts of shit going on. And I was thinking, orcs eat like sludge and fucking rats and shit.
Just eat whatever they can get their hands on.
Why is there a big store of delicious looking food there?
If they already had that food, they would have already eaten it. Like,
I know, and like one of the things they had there was the fucking one of the in another scene that was also cut was the fucking mythical weed or whatever the
Shire weed. Yeah, the Shire weed.
To get high on.
Yeah.
And then there was 2 fucking jars full.
Whoa!
Why would there be 2 jars full of weed in the Orc Fortress?
Yeah, of Shire weed.
Shut up! It's like stuff like it's so weird because, like, obviously the way I'm describing it to you makes it sound really shit, the newer versions. I do think they're still slightly better. I'm just telling you about the bad stuff. They basically just stop putting more Merry and Pippin. There was a perfect amount of Merry and Pippin.
Yeah. I used to go to a little sort of like Warhammer thing at lunchtime at the school that me and you went to. That was hosted by the science teacher. And I remember one time he did a little Lord of the Rings.
He smoked a bunch of weed.
A load of Shire weed, yeah. Puffed it in my face. No, it was the bit in one of the movies where they're in like that, like old ruins of like some old place, and like somebody knocks like a helmet down a well, and then
the Mines of Moria.
Yeah. So we were doing Mines of Moria, and I was playing as Merry and Pippin.
Oh, you played as both of them.
Yeah. And one of them like had like a frying pan as like the weapon or something.
Yeah.
And there was a fucking troll, full ass troll, and I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking hit the troll with a I was like, I know I'm gonna get this guy killed, but he's gonna be funny doing it. So I was like, I'm just gonna fucking hit the guy with a frying pan. I hit, the hit connected, managed to wound the troll, and the troll failed its fucking save, so it took a wound from this frying pan, immediately turned around to whichever the fucker did it, and just went, killed him outright.
That's what happens in the movie.
Yeah, he dies immediately.
They should do
He
that.
should die immediately.
It's not. I don't think it's explicitly explained in Lord of the Rings. But the way Gandalf talks about hobbits and kind of the way they play out, I like to imagine they've got a Doctor Who style perception filter.
What? So like you kind of don't. You don't see them really.
They're
like,
there, but people just don't really pay much attention to them, and that's why the Shire's managed to remain hidden for the whole time.
I think I like the idea on the Shire, like the Shire specifically,
Well,
not like all hobbits.
as they're going about in these battles and stuff. People tend not to bother with them much, and they even when kind of like Frodo and Sam are trying to get to Mordor. There's literally a scene where Sam falls down this like rocky mountain. There's a bunch of like Mordor guards there, and Frodo's like, "Shit!" and like runs after him and just pulls his like cloak over him. Mm-hmm. This guard like is stood right next to him. Is like, "The fuck was that?" And because of this perception filter, I swear to God, it's part of their magic. The cloak being pulled over him looks like a rock, looks like a big boulder because it's all dusty and shit. And I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it making sense along with perception filter magic.
Yeah,
you know, I think that's what they got going on.
I guess that would make sense why Gandalf specifically sought out a hobbit as well to give the ring to, because it's like
exactly.
No, it's this fucker.
And same with the Hobbit for the with Bilbo's adventure and that. I think so.
Maybe.
That's why Gandalf was gay for hobbits.
I would rewatch the Hobbit movies if it was basically the exact same movie, but when it got to Smaug's bit, it was all of Benedict Cumberbatch's like green screen test stuff that like of him like crawling down, but he scaled up to be the size of Smaug, so like he's like really crawling around looking for fucking.
That would be good. Yeah,
I'd watch it then.
Yeah. I like the sound of that.
I love the idea of the scene of him like bursting out of that castle, but it's him. It's him going,
Yeah, that's good. I knew that Gollum's CGI was good.
Yeah.
When I was younger and I watched it, I just didn't think about stuff like that. I didn't think about how realistic anything looked as a character when it was CGI or anything like that. But now looking back on it, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I when watching it with Jasmine, every time I have to go, 2002, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like 22 years ago.
No, I know.
And it's unbelievable. In the third film especially, it's unreal how good it looks. It's like, it's not as good as Thanos, but it's not very far off.
I think the one that everybody says about like phenomenal CG from that sort of era is Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, it's later though. Davy Jones is about 2008.
Yeah, it's not. It is definitely later, but like 2006. And that was
2006. So it's 4 years later. But another thing though is the difference between these is Davy Jones is a bit more masked in shadow than Gollum was, and that helps a lot. Gollum, even in the second film, just full like bright daytime, no hiding, and it's not flawless. It's not flawless, especially in the shadows. But fuck me, like when he's going on grabbing like cloth and stuff, you're thinking, look at these gross fingers, Yeah. So it's horrid, and oh my god, why is Rotten Tomatoes giving Dead 53? That's pathetic. It's so good, this film. It's the best Pirates of the Caribbean. No, it's not. Maybe it is.
It's between the second and the third one.
Yeah, it is between those two. I don't know which is better, though. Ooh, I guess... I think maybe this one a tiny bit.
For me, the second one has, like, more lines that I quote.
I've got a jar of dirt. Which one's that?
That's the third one. That's the third one.
Okay, that one's better then.
Okay.
No. The jar of dirt makes a difference.
No, I fucking... Me and my friends used to quote the you know, when they're playing Liar's Dice. Just like random fucking phrases from that entire scene.
That?
They're playing Liar's Dice on the Flying Dutchman, and Bootstrap Bill, who's Will Turner's dad's, like, the wagering years of servitude to the other, and Will's like, so anyone can challenge any one of the crew, and his dad's like, aye, anyone, and he's like, I challenge Davy Jones, and you can like hear him in the background playing his part, and the second his name's heard, it's like yeah, and then he like, doof, doof,
I'm gonna have to watch it.
He comes and goes,
after.
I accept, mate. It's like that entire scene. There's so many lines in all of that. Yeah.
Number 3 is like it's probably number 3 is almost more impressive that it manages to keep up with number 2.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to watch
it's Bootstrap Bill, you are a liar, and you will spend an eternity aboard the ship. And he goes. Master Turner, they're free to go ashore. The very next time we make port.
Even you are like shitty doing it. I'm like, oh, it's getting me.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
50
Can number 2? Oh my god, that's so stupid. That might be one of the most underrated Rotten Tomatoes ratings. Just on Lord of the Rings, real quick. Huge flaw in the third film.
Yeah.
Like, Aragorn has a ghost army the whole time.
It does. That's a bit mental.
It kind of ruins pretty much everything.
Yeah.
But we kind of have to forget about that, I suppose.
Yeah.
What's he got the ghost army for, though?
He just gets a ghost army.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's bad. Pirates of the Caribbean, wow. I remember... anytime I think about Pirates of the Caribbean, I can't help but think about the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest PSP game that I had.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
I used to really like that. Let me look at some pictures of that.
I had a PlayStation 2 Pirates of the Caribbean game as well, I think. And it might have just been the PSP one, but like on PlayStation 2.
It might have been... The PSP one might have been the PS2 one, just with downgraded graphics, but... Yeah, this is what I remember. Oh, man. You can't see this on the podcast, so I'm not going to kind of go on about it more, but... Yeah, it was so fucking good for the time. Like, I'm looking at the graphics for this game, and they're not good by today's standards, but, like... If you think about, when did 2006 the movie came out, so the game must have come out 2007 at the latest.
Yeah.
2007 video game on a portable console. It looked incredible for that. I mean, when did the PS3 come out? Alexa, when did the PlayStation 3 come out? 2006.
Oh my god.
So PS3 probably came out at the same sort of time, but we would have still been on PS2 because back in this day there was more of an overlap between consoles.
Yeah.
So PS2 was still played for a long time before we could justify a 360 or PS3.
Yeah.
So this was more competing with PS2 as a portable game. Yeah, it was. I wonder what the gameplay would be like now. Because I remember it being relatively slow, but it was like you counted and killed them.
Yeah.
Basically, and that was kind of it. But I kind of liked that. Do you remember the first time you saw Captain Jack Sparrow have eyes painted on his eyelids and then open his eyes?
Yeah.
I remember I saw that, I was thinking, oh, that's so fucking cool. Oh, damn. Look at his fucking... Even old PSP and old doing his fucking hand gestures looks all... It's still... Yeah. And now he's not allowed to do it anymore because his girlfriend raped him.
And now you're telling me that she shit on my bed.
Or something. Something happened. That was such an unsatisfying trial.
Yeah.
All we learned, I don't even know who won or lost, really. All we know is some shit went down.
On paper, fucking Johnny won, but really, he didn't.
He lost more in general.
Yeah.
So everyone loses, and some shit went down.
Yeah.
But
Someone shat the bed.
Memes did
Literally.
well though. Memes
did
went out of
great.
it.
My dog stepped on a beat.
I had a pee.
I had a queef.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that.
That was a good one.
Do memes still exist?
Yes, they do.
did.
They do exist.
What's the latest meme?
I don't know.
Oh, just a chill guy. That's the latest meme.
Is
you
it?
seen that one? Yeah. Just a chill guy. It's from something. I don't know what the fuck it's from.
Oh, this fucking thing.
Yeah.
I hate this
It's
guy.
like- it's-
I don't know
It looks like something off Hey Arthur.
I don't know.
Something.
I don't know what he's from. I fucking hate this piece of shit. I hate
It's
him.
like this is a textbook meme that's to do with Batman. It's like when she gets mad because I don't answer the phone at night, but in reality I'm just a chill guy saving the city, and it's this like dog-looking character, but dressed as Batman, and I don't even know what it is. Have you seen the original
you
thing?
know
that
what
it
he
comes
is? He's a
from?
fucking chill guy. He's told you.
Have you seen what it's from?
No.
It's Okay, so here's a video with the original versus the meme. It's not playing anything.
The whole deal is he's just a chill guy and he low-key doesn't give a
Oh, no,
fuck.
there's like an animation he's from. Where's it?
It doesn't matter. He's the chill. He's the
not-
chill guy who low-key doesn't
Lessons
give a
in meme
fuck.
culture. Here we go. We'll watch the lessons in meme culture video about it after this fucking long ass advert from Amazon.
He's
I've
become
seen the original.
cryptocurrency, and now he's
Oh,
he's
no.
copyrighted.
Oh, no, we're gonna get copyright claims.
Character, he's super chill. He was created by
What's it
Philip
from?
Banks as an original character and uploaded on the 4th of October.
Oh,
There you go. I told you. He's just.
Oh.
He's a chill guy. And his whole deal is that
Okay.
he low-key doesn't give a fuck.
so the thing that I saw that seemed like the original animation wasn't then.
No.
Okay, so he is just a drawing
He's
from
just,
a guy.
he's somebody's original character. His whole deal is that he's a chill guy and he low-key doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, so but I swear memes have slow.
I hate this fucking guy. I hate him.
Why?
I just hate him.
It's
I
just a chill
hate him.
guy, Judd.
No, it's you know when Frank has the fucking Hitler painting and he goes, "I hate this picture, Charlie. His smug aura mocks me." It's the same thing. His smug aura's mocking me, and I hate him.
You just wish you were a chill guy.
I do. I wish I was a chill guy who low-key doesn't give a fuck.
Well, yeah. Okay, so memes are still alive.
Yeah, they're still
I
there.
think they're dying.
They might be.
Because, like, I've mentioned this before. Do you remember, do you remember in 2018? We were like, oh my god, the memes from this year are just are stupid. Like, what's going on? It looks like such a memeful year now, looking back.
Yeah.
There were so many memes from that year, and then I honestly think COVID killed the memes to a certain extent. I just don't like, if you think, obviously, this is one. This is definitely a meme that people have turned into a certain format and done shit with.
I hate looking at him. I just fucking hate. He's like setting something off in me.
But what was the last meme before this guy?
We're googling. I'm having a look.
Internet memes introduced in 2024. Anthony Amirati, Bad Bitty.
BB Aldrissi was this year. That feels like it's been at least
What is that?
it's like big booty Latinos, I think.
Chill guy. There he
There
is.
it is, chill guy.
Chicago Rat Hole.
I've seen that one. So, some rat hit the floor hard.
But it's not really. It's not like a.
No, it's not like a meme. It's not
different.
like,
Wikipedia don't get it. They don't get it. It's like, yeah, that was a meme that went viral. It's not. It's like not a meme format. That's the thing. Let's go to 9gag to find out.
Oh,
I'm not signing up for a 9gag account. You know,
Never
I don't
mind.
know if I'm
Never
just
mind.
older and out of I guess Lunchley, and I like my cheese dripping,
Yeah,
bro.
that was
and
one,
then like
yeah.
the Hawk Tour girl. There was that.
was that?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe they're coming back. I think maybe they're slowly coming back.
We got these guys. We've
Oh
seen,
yeah, the Costco guys.
What was the Hash Brown? Was he singing when
Oh no! It was and I'm again got now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like kids are now knowing it as a gabba with the gibba gabba dago
Yeah.
instead of Cotton Eye Joe. And yeah, so memes are coming back. They're coming back. Like, I think
They're
there's plenty
so-
this year.
they're so
It seems
back.
so. But
was so bad.
But there was a point, wasn't there? Maybe around COVID, where like you can't say COVID was memes because it was just what was happening. But it seemed like meme formats were dying for a while. But actually, it seems maybe like they're coming back.
Oh yeah, Ninja got cancer. Was that a meme? This is saying
No.
that's a meme.
No. That's not.
That's not a meme, is it? Really?
No, it's
I
not.
don't know. I can't see. They're all too fucking blurry.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think they're coming back. I was worried for a while there that memes might have been
here we go.
dying, but yeah. 'cause
Oh
there's
yeah,
like the
here
Sigma
we go.
stuff in
There was
there,
the
and they're
fucking dancing Toothless from that one animation. Dagadado. There was the fucking what was that? It was like I don't know. It was. I remember that one. This one. Did I ever tell you about this? This was fucking mental when this happened.
No.
So basically, there's this like YouTuber who he used to do like raps, and they weren't good raps. You might have seen the meme of Thanos doing like a beatboxing Thanos.
I've seen the
Have
one
you
of them
seen-
doing a Fortnite dance.
Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it's that guy. Have you heard of a show called Has Been Hotel?
Rings a bell.
So basically, this show called Has Been Hotel came out, and this guy spent 30 grand on an animation of him being chased by the main character from Has Been Hotel in like a sexually charged music video. But he's running from it, and she's like chasing him down. That became like a huge meme.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this Infinite Craft might
yeah.
be the one that's like I did parkour civilization. Do you know that?
Oh yeah.
You know
yeah,
what it's
yeah,
like?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
guy probably tried to jump 2 blocks for a beef or something.
Yeah.
I watched that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's annoyingly interesting. It's annoyingly enticing, and actually,
Yeah.
I want to know what happens next.
Yeah. Pussy in Bio.
That
was one.
I don't really know. That duck looks familiar.
Have you not seen any of the Costco guys? What Costco guys?
I know of them. I don't.
Costco
I saw.
We
that they were in
bring the
WWE
boom!
recently. Yeah,
We bring the boom!
the thing that really put me off them, and I've just seen something that's going to light a spark in me in a sec.
Is it?
The thing that really put me off with them is I saw like a behind the scenes thing of them trying to get the take.
Of him
TikTok.
being like, we bring
And
the boom!
And
Yeah.
it's so off-putting how
Yeah.
like strict and awful that sort of thing felt.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Yeah.
The fucking
the
Scottish Willy Wonka thing.
yeah.
That was definitely a meme.
Again, though,
What's the anti-TikTok thing?
I don't know. I'm not too sure on that one. You cocky want boing boing. You cocky
No,
want,
I think-
cocky want boing boing. Oh my
shit,
god!
Victoria
Somebody's actually
followed.
watching.
Wow, imagine that.
She
Who
joined.
fucking follows us?
She joined just as I said, "Cocky want boing boing." I hope that's not. I hope that's not indicative.
Perfect content
Yeah.
for people to follow for. I think it makes a lot of sense that I would have missed a good half of all the
Yeah.
relevant memes
We got-
nowadays, but
We got Squibbly from Smiling Friends. Oh.
that was a meme.
Yeah,
was
that's a
it?
meme. Yeah, that's a
Really?
meme for a little bit.
Really? I thought that was just in Smiling Friends.
Nah.
Okay.
We had the shit picture of King Charles. I guess was a bit of a meme.
It seems like there's no memes in May to me.
Hashtag save TF2 was a bit of a meme for like people who were in the TF2 community, I guess.
Yeah, but that's just that community,
Yeah. The whole Kendrick beef with Drake, that became a meme.
Isn't that LeBron James?
No, in the back. No, this here. That's like
yeah.
Drake's house, and it's all of the. It was like the album cover for Kendrick's album that he did.
There was Diddy being a paedophile.
Yeah,
Diddy parties. That's been a recent one.
yeah.
I remember the Brat thing in June.
I don't-
It's so Brat. I think that's an album from an artist, and it made girls do stuff. I don't know.
Whoa.
They dressed a certain way. They acted a certain way. I don't know. It was something to do with that.
Yeah, they're still here. They're still fucking
I think they're making a comeback.
kicking about.
I think they're making a comeback. I think good on them. Good on memes. Make memes great again. That's what I say.
We bring the boom.
Are you into cosplay? Do you like that as a meme then? Do you think they're...
I'm dying.
My favourite one from that kind of thing is there's the Rizzler as well. Do you know the Rizzler?
I hate all of them. I
It's
hate
all
all
ridiculous.
of them. I hate all of them.
But obviously they do collabs and stuff I don't know.
That's what he does. That's what the Rizzler does.
I'm not seeing. I've just seen all these coins in that hole that are wrapped. But there's my favourite thing with the Costco guys and the Rizzler. They're doing they've gone to see a sports event or something. And the kid from the Costco guys
I already know.
accidentally calls the Rizzler by his real name, and he goes,
yeah, he turns around. I love the video of somebody putting the
so
sound
mad.
effect of grinding concrete as he totally turns his fucking neck to the
he's so mad. He's just called Chris or something.
It's like, what do you think, Chris? And the way he fucking turns.
Hates it.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
God.
Why I found that particularly funny is that my autistic child brain would have hated someone to do that to me as well.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to kill them.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely hated that. But my adult me knows that don't fucking matter.
I know.
Everyone would have known his name already anyway. He just didn't know it himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Memes.
Yeah.
They still exist. Right, that's a podcast then. My belly is so full of pizza.
You know what we did with that podcast? We brought the boom!
Oh, it's not funny.
Double tongue, double chip cookie! You know?
Shut up. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week for the second to last podcast ever. And the last one for a long time before we can finally get round to organising